Hello everybody, this is Burgback coming to you with another Starcraft 2 commentary. This time we will be showcasing Zephyr Prime, who is really HongUnPrime, spawning as the green Protoss in the upper right hand corner, and his opponent will be none other than LiquidTLO, spawning as the red Protoss in the bottom left hand corner. And this is Xel'Naga Caverns, and we'll see how this goes. This is from Star Wars War. Sponsored by Gigabyte, and we'll see how well these guys go. So it kind of gives you an idea. We are in a tournament here, and I'm not exactly sure. I have to check what level of play we're at right now. This is a best of 3, though, between the two. And, we'll see how well this goes into play. TLO, of course, everybody knows him. Hopefully everybody knows him. HongUnPrime, I've showed a few games from him on my channel before. And, of course, he is from the Flying Clan. And we'll see how well he is. Of course, he's a great Korean player. And, of course, Protoss. And we'll see how well this goes between the two. And TLO going for his racks outside the ramp, so we're not going to be blocking off this ramp at all. It doesn't look like anyway. And TLO just going for that normal barracks build. If anybody, this is pretty normal at the beginning. If everybody remembers the game he played, where he just went like 7 racks and just pushed up with like amazing amount of Marines. That's really worth looking for. I think I have that on my channel. You have to look at that and just see how amazing that was. TLO, of course, not going to go this route, I don't think, this time around. But it was just an amazing build just to see that coming out from him. I don't think it was. Anybody was really aware of what was going to happen, and he's not going to go with that build here, of course. But going for that command center, going for that extra mineral, and of course HongUn just kind of coming in here and seeing what's going on, popping in, getting out. Nothing too fancy. Going for that first Marine, going for the cybernetics core here on HongUn's side, and of course it's pretty standard here. Of course, nobody going for an expand early on. Going for the gas, going to be teching up, it looks like, on HongUn's side at least, just going for those 2 gas. And TLO not going for an extra gas as of yet. Looks like he is going for a Reaper, though, so it should be an interesting play, seeing how TLO is going to use that Reaper. Dropping down a second racks. And now looks like we are going for the Stalker build, and we're going to see if HongUn goes for a lot of Stalkers in this build or not. We might just see a normal, this is patch 1.3, so we're going to probably see from a Protoss player just a standard, Stalker, Colossi type build that you see in a lot of matches. It's a very strong death ball, and TLO is going to have to be ready for that. Of course, I think he is going to try and be prepared for that. So in here we do have the robo facility coming down, so we are going to have, again, we'll probably see some kind of scouting come out of here, an observer coming out just to get an idea of what's going on inside the base. We don't see any kind of detection, of course. We don't have a engineering bay down. Going for the stim pack, though, on that tech lab for TLO as he starts going for another tech lab on his second rack. So we're not going to see a whole lot of Marine build here. It looks like just going for Marauder, as we move on here. He's not going for those lower tiered units. He's going for a little bit more bang for his buck. As we do see up here, a little Stalker kind of coming around here, and up here we do have, I heard it, there it is, TLO going for the mineral line a little bit as this sentry does take care of that Reaper. And of course it looked like that Reaper was just kind of floating and just died on its own. I didn't even see a line coming from that, but we do have that second gateway now coming out for HongUn, and TLO just amassing his forces by the left Xel'Naga tower, and now building his expansion. So we're now going to start seeing some income come up for both sides as they're both going for the expansion at about the same time. And Concussive Shell also coming down for TLO. He's going to be really going for this Marauder push out as the third rack's now coming down for TLO. So it looks like TLO going very land oriented, going for that heavy Marauder push out. He is getting the Concussive Shell down before he makes an attack. Really wise move. And the stim is also about to get ready to finish up by the time TLO gets up into HongUn's base area. But of course, HongUn does have a little bit of advantage. He does have a lot of sentries. Going to be able to force field this down if he wants to. Looks like he's not going to offer that yet, but that Nexus, he would not be, he'd be very wise to cancel that if he's going to be losing it. We do have a couple Zealots coming out. It looks like we might be able to save the Nexus, as it looks like HongUn able to push out and be able to get TLO stopped. Nice use of force fields here, being able just to stop some Marauders, pull back, let the Marauders come around, and it'll probably see him come around again. Again, the slow on that Zealot. Zealot just going, oh, ever so slow, as we do have a couple more Zealots pop out, and that Nexus now down, and easy pickings here for TLO if he decides to go for it. And now HongUn pushing out with his Zealot, getting ever so slowed, and the lines coming out and bringing down the force field, being able to slow that down just a little bit as we see the probes starting to come down to get into that mineral line. And again, just kind of pushing out. And again, stim coming down. How much more can we stim these guys, these Marauders? And just going to try again. Slow down that Zealot. Zealot goes down. We now have an Immortal out. And that thing, that shields are totally down as these Marauders do a great amount of job. Really nice use here of these Marauders able to get these units down. But it looks like definitely the sentry is going to finally be able to stop these guys from attacking it down. No, I thought the other one was going to go down, but we're slowing down that last sentry, so now it looks like TLO going to have a little bit more advantage, as we do have more Stalkers coming into play with another Immortal for HongUn. So he's now going to have a little bit more advantage here as he starts to reinforce his base. And again, sending that Observer out, just kind of getting a nice view, and we see everything, not a whole lot, but able to see a little bit of what was going on. We have a lot more racks now coming down for TLO. He's getting a little bit more into the fray, being able to get more units out and starting to force out and going for this gold expansion as well. TLO getting a little greedy, wanting that money, wanting to be able to put more pressure on HongUn, who is now coming out with another Immortal. So he's going to be countering those Marauders with the Immortals, hopefully being able to do some kind of damage with them. And of course, HongUn, seeing that TLO is going to be going for that gold expansion, knows that he's going to have to act soon, or he's going to have a lot of money coming out onto him. So we're looking pretty even right now on the units, just having about the same amount of the size army, and of course these two Immortals are going to do a really great job of absorbing a lot of that Marauder damage if TLO decides to push out. So again, taking the right tower now, just sitting here pretty, just kind of not doing a whole lot. And this one Marauder down to 5 HP, I think he's been stimmed a lot. He is not able to be stimmed anymore. He does not have 20 health. He will not be able to pass go. But, HongUn, again, just coming in here and having free reign on everything, as we see TLO going for that Ghost Academy. Ghosts can really change the game, especially with these Immortals in there. If they take those shields down, those Immortals are basically going to be a gravy boat for anything here, and it will be able to be taken down really fast because those shields, of course, absorbing a lot of damage if they're full. And of course, TLO now splitting up his units, just kind of going and scouting around, seeing if HongUn has anything out of the ordinary going on. But again, another Immortal coming out for HongUn, so he's going to be bolstering his force. Is going to be, it's showing like a really good counter to what TLO is doing, which is just Marauders. We do have a Ghost finally almost out. Not sure if he should be poking in just yet. Robotics Bay coming into play as well. So we're going to start seeing, the nice use of force fields there, as we have units coming in the front trying to split up. But again, TLO not going to be able to do much here as he comes up into the main, stimming and just trying to get out and try to force these guys out of his contention here. Guardian Shield coming down. It's going to be really nice there, splitting up TLO's forces for HongUn, and HongUn just bringing in more forces. And it looks like that one lone Marauder is not going to be cutting it, as he does go down. So really great use here of HongUn, being able to counter the split forces that TLO was trying to bring in here. And another gateway, 2 more gateways coming down here for HongUn, as he is just taking a commanding lead in morale here. I'm not sure if TLO has a lot that he can counter this, but of course stimming again and gonna try and poke off that one Immortal. Yeah, that Immortal is gonna be going down, and force field's coming down, trying to split up the units just a little bit, but it looks like HongUn definitely has the high ground here or the advantage here, not the high ground. They're on the same level. You know, they're pretty even here, but we look at the unit counting station, we see that, you know, TLO is a little bit ahead on SCVs. We look at the income. TLO is a little bit ahead, but of course that does come with the mules. And extended thermal lance, as you see up here, is almost done. Halfway done, sorry. As Scan comes down, sees a little bit of the army, but oh, those Marauders getting taken out. One lone Marauder left to just run away. As we have more Zealots coming to the fray. Look at all these Zealots. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised we don't have Zealot charge. That would be a great boon, especially against those Marauders. The Forge coming down. We now have a Mortal out on the... a Colossus out on the field. And that extended thermal lance is going to be done before TLO even decides to pop out here. Again, look at the Marauders compared to how many Marines we have. We have a couple Ghosts in that mix. They could make or break what TLO is trying to do, especially if they can get the force fields down on all these units. That would be a great boon for TLO. Again, extended thermal lance almost done as we bring in a bunch more Stalkers, so we're really bolstering the forces up here. HongUn is just a little bit ahead on the units now as we start to see a deadly attack looking to get ready to come out here. And there's one lone Marauder just kind of sitting pretty here. He's going to see it. Will he run out? No, it looks like he runs into the fray. Oh, that's Stimpack not making him think. And, you know, HongUn just kind of coming in here. It looks like we're going to be going for this command center that's turning into a planetary fortress. Will it be able to get done in time? Oh, Colossi coming in. One Colossi going down. Guardian Shield's coming down. EMP down. Look at all those shields down as TLO does have a chance to do some kind of damage here against HongUn. We look at them pretty even right now on the army sizes, and just the great use of force fields from HongUn being able to split these Marauders up. This planetary fortress not getting any kills. Oh, not getting any kills, forcing it back in that medevac. Oh, that lone medevac just dying. Oh, that's a shame. And HongUn just coming around to the other side, taking out that one lone Marauder. Going to be bringing down a pylon to help reinforce. TLO seeing that army coming in, he's going, oh my goodness, as two medvacs up here, being able to finally heal. And we have missile turrets now out on the field as well. That one looks like it's going to be going down, going to be able to go in really fast. And Marauder's just trying to do as much damage as he can to HongUn, and they're pretty even. Again, this is pretty amazing. They're even on army, even with the push that HongUn did onto TLO's base. It looks like we now have some Vikings into the mix here, going to try and do some damage, but of course they're not going to get into those Colossi. The Stalkers come out really fast. Great use of force fields, pushing back the Marauders, and these Colossi just having their way with these units as HongUn sends a few units around to try and take them out. And again, just going to be doing damage onto these Marauders. TLO is just getting pushed back as it looks like we're now getting into the unit, the buildings of TLO. And again, Marauders coming in, trying to do some damage, taking those Colossi down, but I think it might be a little too late as we see HongUn just going for everything. As another Colossus now coming into the mix, taking out all those SCVs, now forcing onto the ramp of TLO's main, and these Marauders just not doing what they can, you know, not doing a thing, you know, trying to take out one unit at a time here. Colossus just doing its way, and it looks like these Marauders are going to go down, and I think this will be it for TLO. He's not able to get anything. He's got 5 Marauders out against this Death Ball. It's not going to happen. As, yeah, there's a GG coming from TLO. So congrats to HongUnPrime for game number 1. We will be going on to game number 2 and see if TLO can make it a 3-game series. So we'll see you guys in the next game.